Hey, welcome to the garage. So what did I get into today? My YJ has had a little bit of there's a transmission fluid leak. I don't know if it's been coming from the transmission or if it's coming from the transfer case or both maybe. So I tackled that today just to get in, not necessarily to fix it, but to do a little investigation, see if I can find. That requires to remove the skid plate off the bottom. The transmission and or transfer case have been leaking for a while, so there's a lot of gunk built up all in there. So I did get the skid plate off and tried to clean that up just to see if I can see where the issue is coming from. I suspect it's more than one thing. It looks like it does look like the transmission pan is not sealed, it's leaking bad, whatever. So it looks like I've got some work to do with the transmission pan, and then also possibly where the transmission and the transfer case join together. There may be a little bit of a leak there. So we'll jump into it and kind of see what that looks like as I dig my way down to the transfer case. So the process isn't too tricky. By yourself, it's a little problematic trying to get the skid plate off. It's a little awkward, not super heavy, but 3 bolts on either side. You can take those off. You do have to, most people who have a Jeep or have an older Jeep are going to know this, but if you don't, before you take that skid plate off, you have to support the transmission and driveline because that skid plate actually has a bracket that holds all that stuff up. You want to support those before you break the skid plate loose. So there are 2 bolts in the center that mount to the transfer case. You want to take those nuts off. And then there's another nut there that I think is like a dampener. I'm not really sure what purpose that serves, but maybe you tell me if you know what purpose that serves. Let me know, because I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, get those off, and then you can get to the there's not really a need to get to the transfer case unless you're replacing exhaust or replacing a transfer case. I think in order to take in order to get the transmission drain pan off, I can probably do it without taking that skid plate off, but it'll be a lot easier to do. So so when the time comes that I go back and replace that transmission pan, I'll probably have to drop the skid plate again. But so let's jump into it and see what I got into. So I certainly don't have it clean. I have things cleaner. And because a lot of this is, goodness gracious, this is 20, 30-year-old gunk under here. So it's going to take a lot to get it cleaned up. But I think I've got it cleaned up enough to, I'm fairly confident that my leak is not coming from the transfer case. that I'm able to see. I think that I have a couple of things going on. One, possibly a, get my camera going again. Possibly where the transfer case joins the transmission, I may have a little bit of a leak situation there, but more realistically, I think that the transmission drain pan is my problem. I think I've got, you can see there's a couple of places where this pan has been hit. One right there, there's one right here, and I can't see on the other side from where I'm laying right now, but so it may not be sealing right, but I've got it cleaned up enough that I'm thinking a lot of my fluid leak is coming from that pan. I think my next trick is going to be to get another gasket. I mean, the transmission fluid needs to be changed anyway, so I can drop that, change the fluid, replace this pan, maybe with one that's not quite, doesn't have those little nicks in the side. That shouldn't be causing a problem, but maybe it is. I don't know. But I don't think as far as the transmission fluid, I don't think the leak is, unless it is leaking there where the transfer case joins. I don't know. Who knows? If you guys see something that I'm missing that's kind of painfully obvious, let me know. I'm not a transmission guy. So I'm just kind of making this up as I go. I definitely have a rear main seal leak. I cleaned this all off as well, but I'll do that. I've done that before. It'll come back. So it's okay. So yeah, there we go. So my transfer case is model 231 AMC with a gear ratio of 272. I have no idea what these three symbols are, 86, 87, and 88. If you happen to know, let me know. Educate me. I appreciate you guys watching today. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys really helped me grow the channel. That's awesome. So check back from time to time, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.